In 2025, conversion is king. It seems again to be, but customer experience is king. How do we get these really unique, really individual customers who there's not necessarily one size fits all code for everyone? The funnel's not dead. The funnel is just being reworked every second by different algorithms.
Welcome to another episode of the Ecommerce Toolbox Expert's Perspective. Joining us today, we have the head of marketing at eTail, Lena Moriarty. Nice to meet you, Lena.
Thank you so much, Caleb. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. I always like to open up with a bit of an open-ended question around your career journey. So maybe talk to us about your career journey and how you ended up as the head of marketing at eTail, and then maybe a brief description on what eTail is for those that don't know.
Yeah, so for those who aren't familiar, eTail is one of the longest running, if not the longest running, e-commerce and retail event uniting e-commerce leaders, technology innovators for over 25 years. And we're getting ready to gear up for our big show in Palm Springs, eTail Palm Springs, which is right around the corner at the end of February. So very looking forward to it and excited about it. And my career journey, I have been in the eTailverse for quite a while. I started in the digital sector. So eTail is a 360 community of these e-commerce leaders. And what we like to do and say is that we really keep you connected 24/7, 365. So with that, I started on the digital side on our insights team for eTail Insights, doing white papers, webinars. And then when the pandemic happened, I became a very hot commodity during that digital time. So had to make that transition and guide the company. And we became profitable in just 3 months, which was very exciting from the eTail perspective. And then after that, what had happened was I transitioned to the live marketing team and then got started as one of the marketing managers. And now I'm currently overseeing the full eTail department. So that's across all different events, as well as just making sure that we are remaining brand truthful, as well as just looking at the overall arching strategy to show our e-tailers that we're a real global community.
I love it. Maybe give us a brief rundown of Palm Springs. I know my team was there last year. They're gearing up for it this year. Maybe talk to us a bit about what makes it such a special event.
Yeah, of course. So what I like to say is that Palm Springs is a really, really intimate and also fun networking environment. So we take all of the benefits of having amazing event content and all of the benefits of networking and put them together to make it as easy and smooth as possible for our event attendees to have an amazing time and to really just feel comfortable. Because we know that feedback that we've gotten again and again is that sometimes it can be daunting, it can be overwhelming to go into these events. So how can we make it a true approachable, and it's like a family reunion every year, so is what we say. And it's over the course of 4 days. So it's February 24th to 27th. We have, over the course of the 4 days, something like 21 different tracks of customizable agenda material that you could possibly choose from, ranging from tracks on artificial intelligence, because everyone needs to know about actual implementation though. Like, how are people using it and getting real results from it? We also have things like social commerce, customizable commerce, omni-channel as well, because also And then it even goes into things along brand, creative, data analytics. You could really mix and match to make the program ultimately what you want it to be for you. And then this year is actually also fun. Just a quick little plug for our eTail newbies, which is like kind of a first timers program where we kind of unite you and match you up with a buddy for the course of the event and bring you through the show. It's a big venue. It could be big for some people, and just want to make sure that you're getting the full eTail experience, which will be really fun.
I love it. What are some of the key trends that eTail's looking to bring it to the event this year in terms of like topics? I know you mentioned some of them with like AI and omnichannel, but if you had to pick the top three, what would you say they are for this year?
I would say above all is AI, but not just AI as a buzzword, but moving from discussion to implementation, which I think will make a big wave in the e-commerce first, because people are no longer wanting to just talk about it in terms of a buzzword. What is AI? What can we do with it? We want to see who's using it, and we want actionable takeaways to extract out of those sessions, because we know that everyone's time is very valuable. So I think that that's a big contender as well. Another huge theme is personalization in the customer journey. I think that there's a lot of ebb and flow when it comes to loyalty, retention versus new user, new customer acquisition. And I think that what a lot of big retailers and technology companies are realizing that it's all about meeting your customer where they are. And how can we meet the customer where they are and give them the tools and the marketing materials, honestly, that they need to finish their journey from start to finish. So that's a big, big theme. And the last one I will just always remind and plug because it is kind of my wheelhouse as well as the head of marketing for eTail is social commerce and social marketing. We saw a lot of volatility with TikTok earlier this month. And I think that marketers and e-commerce experts are needing to meet with their community to see how people are planning to respond if something like this does happen again.
I love it. And diving a bit deeper into some of the topics that you mentioned, AI first, personalization, those are one of the things that a lot of people are talking about right now. And I think you have the right approach in terms of making it actionable versus theoretic. Obviously, you're in a unique position because you get to actually listen to some of, maybe you don't, but you get to be around a lot of these topics. You get to listen to some of the top. So maybe talk to us a bit about some of the things that you actually hear around the AI approach that you've seen retailers talk about having implemented and be actually valuable.
Yeah. And I think that it speaks volumes when you are the head of marketing for a retail e-commerce marketing event and your company actually makes it a priority to make sure that you sit down and absorb some of the content. And I think it speaks volumes to the quality of content because I am lucky enough that I do get to sit down and listen to a lot of these fun, great sessions from the likes of chief marketing officers from the best brands that I've admired forever and ever and ever, which is really unique and really valuable. So I will say that one of the things that we've seen going from discussing AI to actual implementation is a use of partnering with technology innovators that you were not able to make the AI happen without their partnership. So that's where we have our sponsors like Lily AI partnering and even with other sponsors and technology vendors and optimizing their technology to take it to the next level. So it's not really just about discussing, but it's about what can we do to actually use the technology. And in terms of specific ins and outs, I will have to defer to our expert speakers on explicit case studies. And I think that we have something like 20 plus amazing case studies that will be happening at eTail because it is changing so rapidly day by day.
And in terms of Noibu having partnered now a couple of years with eTail, obviously a big focus for us is helping our customers drive revenue through faster websites, better designed websites, and an error-free experience. Curious, when you look at just some of the cold hard KPIs when it comes to what you're hearing from the street on the retail side, is conversion still king of the castle or people are looking at other KPIs? And I'm curious how that kind of folds into when companies like Noibu partner with eTail.
I will say, and we all have seen the pendulum swing. I think that that's a great question because we have seen the pendulum swing. Is conversion king? Is it more about getting people there? In 2025, conversion is king. It seems again to be, but it's also, I think, customer experience is king. And how do we get these really unique, really individual customers who there's not necessarily one size fits all code for everyone? How can we get them to the site, reduce friction with technology partners like Noibu, with working to meet them where they're at in the personalization experience that they're trying to get so that we can ultimately advance them down the funnel. The funnel's not dead. The funnel is just being reworked every second by different algorithms, if you will. So how can we embrace it, use our data, use our technology that's at our fingertips to make something happen and to reduce that friction and to amplify and make that customer experience what the customer deserves.
Love to hear that. And looking as eTail is not too far away, what are one of the things that you're most excited about?
So I'll give you a content perspective and then I'll also go into a little bit of fun. What I am really excited about is the social commerce track. We have a lot of great speakers that will be diving into things like TikTok as the new search engine, how to make YouTube shorts more profitable, how to embrace influencer marketing for B2C in different and unique ways. And I think that with hearing from some of the best and biggest brands with that, we will ultimately come out with a lot of fun new takeaways to shift our perspective in terms of how are people absorbing video content in 2025 and beyond, because it is changing so rapidly. And then from a fun perspective, actually our opening night party is Coachella versus Stagecoach. And it will be a really fun kind of festival throwdown, really leaning into that Palm Springs fun aspect. And we're going to have live music, DJs kind of battling off, like live DJ music battling from the different genres. And it's just going to be a really fun event. And also we have free merch. So check it out to get some free merch.
That's cool. Another topic on that front, is there a particular speaker you're looking forward to, a particular topic in one of the sessions that you feel like is a must-have?
Yes, I will say that there are so many that I'm looking forward to. One in particular that I actually was just talking about last night is Scott Lux from eSprit is sitting down with one of the moderators, Andrea Wasserman, and they're talking about like really how to create your content map in order to embrace customers and the customer first approach. So with that, I'm really excited to dive into how people are utilizing content in conjunction with mapping these customer experiences, with getting new customers, with new acquisition, but also with retention. How are you using your content to embrace those most loyal customers that are true to your brand? And I think that that's where content is going to be playing a bigger and bigger role. And what does it actually mean to be content first and leverage that data? So, like I said, that's Scott Lux with eSprit. I'm really excited for that. TikTok is the new search engine. Really excited for that. Jill Manoff is also going to be sitting down. She's the editor-in-chief of Glossy as well as Modern Retail. So congrats, Jill. She's going to be sitting down with Sarah Crockett as well from DSW to talk about DSW's retail journey and where they've seen growth in the last couple of years. So that's going to be a very solid and fun one as well. We recommend all of those. But check out the agenda. There's so much to explore. Like I said, we have over 300 speakers this year. It's going to be a retail palooza, if you will.
Do you have any advice for people that get shy at these things when it comes to networking? Maybe it feels like a high school dance, when it comes to just being a bit awkward. Do you have any thoughts on how to kind of get over that and what you guys are doing to adjust that?
Of course. I just want to add with saying, I know it could be annoying from an extrovert telling you, oh, here's what I would do. I'm very cognizant of that is my role, but just know that the eTail team has specifically crafted this agenda knowing that that's a fear that so many people go into. So when you open your app and you look at your agenda, try and map it out to embrace those more intimate meeting and networking experiences. It's filled with networking experiences for any which person. So the eTail newbies, the eTail first timers, and then the different smaller scale meetups are designed so that it's not overwhelming and not intimidating, because we know it's hard to walk into an event, a conference, the goal your boss wants to hear, who'd you network with, who'd you meet? We want you to be able to take those things back in an easy way that doesn't stress you out. We want you to be able to want to come to eTail year over year because it's so at ease. You feel great and it becomes that family. So let us do the hard work for you. Come to those networking activities that we've specifically laid out to ease anxiety. And I think that you will make the most of your event experience.
Love it. And for anyone who's still on the fence, what's your kind of sales pitch for getting them there?
Sales pitch is this is where you want to be. It's Palm Springs in February. You're going to have FOMO after because it will be blowing up on the feed. I will say that 100% as the head of marketing. And if that's not enough, I will say go to etailpalmsprings.com and look at the speaker list and the pictures, because I think that it speaks for itself. It does the talking for me. If what I've said in the last 30 minutes doesn't convince you, go check out the website because the website will.
Love it. Awesome. Well, Lena, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And I know that our team's looking forward to it. So thanks so much for hopping on and telling us a bit about eTail.
So excited to have you. Can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks, Lena.
Awesome. Thanks.
The Ecommerce Toolbox Expert Perspectives is brought to you by Noibu. To find out more about Noibu and how we can help you debug your e-commerce site and rocket your revenue, visit www.noibu.com. That's noibu.com. And then make sure to search for the Ecommerce Toolbox Expert Perspectives on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or anywhere else podcasts are found, and click subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. On behalf of the team here at Noibu, thanks for listening.